Welcome to Beyond Transcendence with Andrew. In today's episode, I'm joined by the inspiring Rudy Daniel, who shares his journey into mindful living and how it transformed his life. We dive into his creative process behind writing his book and developing the Affirmate app, which makes mindfulness accessible and engaging for everyone. Rudy offers practical tips for managing anxiety and cultivating mindfulness in everyday lives. Whether you're into mindfulness or looking to deepen your practice, this conversation will leave you feeling empowered to embrace the present moment and improve your mental well-being. Please welcome Rudy Daniel. Welcome to my show, Rudy.
Hey Andrew, thank you. Happy to be here.
So tell me about your journey. You mentioned that you talk about mindful living. So for those who are not familiar with mindful living, can you explain to them what mindful living is?
Sure. So mindful living is basically a very simple thing. It's, as the word suggests, mindfulness is being full of mind or being mindful. And in simple terms, that means being fully vested intensely in the present moment. So when I'm talking about mindful living, I'm basically talking about taking any activity that you do today in your ordinary life. You don't need anything special. You can cook, you can walk, you can drink, you can exercise, whatever it is. But instead of wandering about with your thoughts to the future or going to the past, or even entertaining some ideas that you have, be absolutely here. And although it sounds simple, when you start to break it into phases of each thing you do and you take it step by step, like the breath, for example, you can follow the breath and you can do so much with it, right? Like it's an automatic process, but if you dive deep into what is actually breathing, you can feel that your muscles are moving and so many organs are exercising while you are doing the motion of up and down, and you can be fully vested in this process. And when you do, you begin to see that life is not what you thought. It is much more profound, much more complicated and beautiful. And for that, you need to be here. And this is what mindful living is all about. This is what mindfulness is all about. And this is what my journey is all about. So I've been on the path for many years, and I'm here to share my message with everyone.
What is some of the success you've attained being on this journey? Like see that you created an app. What else have you created with this new mindfulness?
So I've wrote a book. I became an author about a year and a half ago. I published my first book, Behind the Mask, Beyond the Mind, which tackles these questions about the nature of reality, consciousness, who are we, who am I, what is our purpose here. And the book is not about creating new belief systems or doctrines or telling you what to do, but it's more like posing questions to try and shatter your belief systems, which are very powerful for each and every one of us. So this was also a part of my journey. But I would say that the biggest success is just being present in life, and it gave me so much. I enjoy the little things, and although it sounds small, it's not. Each day can feel like something that is pregnant with purpose, with meaning, and the things you do more gracefully because you understand the flow of life better. You're more sensitive to reality as it is. So I would say that this is the biggest success that I have, that I feel that mindful living gave me. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Why don't you talk about your app? Let's hear about this wonderful app you've created.
Thank you. And thank you for the opportunity to speak about the app. It's something I'm very, very excited about. So it's the Affirmate app, and it's available on both platforms, on iOS and Android. And the Affirmate app basically emphasizes the philosophy of mindful living. It's all about short, innovative, and fun practices that you do. You interact with an app. It's not an app that teaches you something, but rather it's an app that lets you experiment with mindfulness practices. And the idea behind it is to make mindfulness something that you want to do instead of something that you have to do. And a good analogy that I love to give is, we all know that going to the gym is good for you. I mean, no one will tell you otherwise. If you want a healthy body, you want to get shredded, whatever it is, you want to be physically better, a gym is a very good idea. But the reality is that most people don't go to gyms. Why? Because it feels like a chore. It's something that you have to do for your health. You have to do it. And when we feel this way, we don't get too motivated in a period of time. We develop a certain fatigue to these kind of things. And this is why me and my co-founder Roy, when we built Affirmate, we understood that you can't go and make people do something to make them better. It's only a small amount of people that will subscribe to this kind of ideology. But if you make it something like you want to do it, or you're excited to do it, and it doesn't feel like a chore, that will ring a bell. That will drive the point home. And we published the app last year, and since we are developing more and more practices and introducing them, and people are very excited about it, and we get very good feedback. And by the way, this is also an opportunity for me to say to your audience, if you want to reach out and suggest things and talk to us, me and Roy are very responsive. You can contact us via the app or the website. You just go to Affirmate, and we would love to talk to you. So basically, if you want to go on the path of mindfulness and enjoy it, this is the premise of the Affirmate app.
That's beautiful. I love it. So what's the overall goal for Rudy?
The goal for Rudy is to be Rudy. I see myself as a process rather than a stable thing, because I keep on changing. When I was 5 years old, when I was 20 years old, when I was 30 years old, I'm always something different. So I'm serving my purpose in trying to be as much as me as I can, celebrate my individuality. And I think that this is the best thing I can offer to myself and to people around me.
I love it. So what made you want to be on Beyond Transcendence with Andrew? What struck your influence, or maybe entertain the idea?
So every platform that talks about mental health, talks about mindset, I feel that it's a good platform for me to reach out to people and say, hey, there are some good ways that you can incorporate to your lifestyle. Any platform that has such listeners, it's a platform that I want to reach out to, and certainly yours is one of them.
I appreciate it very much. I'm learning a lot about mindfulness. I meditate every morning, and I'm learning the art of visualization. And for me, who struggled with anxiety and didn't really know how to get it under control with the art of visualization, I'm noticing now that I'm a lot calmer when I go into areas where there are a lot of people. So mindfulness really does work. So I can speak volume to that for what Rudy's saying, because I practice it myself, and I love it. Actually, it's kind of neat to be mindful of everything. And it's like you were talking about the cup of coffee. You basically painted a picture of that cup of coffee when we were talking yesterday. So I thought that was pretty fascinating, and I loved every minute of it.
Thank you. I'm having a cup of tea right now.
So what advice could you offer my audience listening here today, just knowing about everything that's going on, like chaos and confusion, what their relationships are like, and just how to help them deal with their mental health?
Yeah, well, of course, I'm not trying to give generic advice to everyone. It would be irresponsible on my side. I can just suggest things that I know from my own experience and from people around me. So you mentioned anxiety, and anxiety, depression, and feeling of lack and feeling of no purpose are becoming the biggest pandemic in the world right now, with good reasons. And I feel that most of these emotions are triggered by confusion of what is reality. So I would say that anxiety, for example, is thinking about the future and the past constantly. What will happen? And that what get, in this circle, in this vicious circle of thoughts and thoughts and thoughts. And I would say that instead of tackling this directly with force and trying to force your mind to do something, which is unattainable, basically, what you can do is focus on the present. And focusing on the present is mindful living. And as I suggested, you take small things that you are doing already today. You don't need to incorporate anything new into your life. So if you like cooking, when you cook, be fully vested in cooking. When you walk, be fully vested in walking. And it will show you experimentally what I mean, instead of creating these concepts and ideas. Of course, I can talk a lot about the phenomena of these things, but I just invite your audience to try. It's not it's not a dogma. It's not a belief system. It's not a religion. I'm not trying to make you believe in anything. Just try. Just be vested in now. Whatever you're doing, see that what you're doing is much more complicated than you thought. And when you see that, it shows you. It shows you, and with time, it becomes part of your life. And then you understand that the thoughts you have are just phenomena. It's not something that you have to deal with all the time. We are so convinced that, our thoughts are who we are, but it's just a belief system. It's just an idea, like all other ideas. And I'm not here to talk about ideas. I'm here to talk about reality. And reality is experimental. So I would suggest to anyone, try mindful living. Try doing something simple. Start simple. It will take time, of course. You are trained all your life to think and feel in a certain way, and it's okay. And it's okay that it takes time. But eventually, it will drive the point home. You will see that for yourself. And it will not take a lot of time, because the first time you will be intensely aware of what you're doing, you will feel what I'm talking about. And from there, you can evolve. And I like to call it a crack in reality. You suddenly see that there is another side to life. And with time, it expands and expands and expands. And one moment you find yourself that it has become your life. You're here, you're just present. And everything is happening, and there's nothing to worry about. Well, at least not, as your mind can suggest every moment. And this is what we call anxiety. So that's what I would say. Just be here, live mindfully, and it will be okay.
It's beautiful. Oh, this has been such a wonderful interview, Rudy, and I'm so glad to have met you. And I wish you nothing but continued success, my friend, and much love to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Andrew. It was great talking to you, and I hope that your audience will get value from this. Have a beautiful day. Love to see you in the future.
Same to you, my friend. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this insightful conversation with Rudy Daniel on Beyond Transcendence with Andrew. I hope Rudy's journey and practical advice have inspired you to incorporate mindfulness into your daily routine and take steps toward a more peaceful and present life. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who could benefit and leave a review to let us know your thoughts. Remember, mindfulness is a practice that can transform your relationship with yourself and the world around you. Until next time, take care, stay present, and keep transcending. Much love to you.